So it show.
Well, normally it says coming up soon.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well,
Okay.
we're streaming supposedly.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're on. Sorry, didn't mean to shock you. So
That ain't it. What's the title of the thing?
it's called Blunt Love, referring to
Blunt
thi-
Love.
this
It's vaguely
movie.
druggy. Oh.
No, yeah, I guess that could. Yeah, people will tune in because that's what they think it'll be about. But it's
Yeah.
about,
No.
but it's about Emily Blunt, and I just got this
Oh.
movie, The Devil Wears Prada,
Gotcha.
and I just typed her name in because I realized, man, I'm a big fan of hers. She's been in a lot of stuff I like, Sicario, and that weird Tom Cruise science fiction movie where they die over and over again.
Oh yeah.
And I just like her. I just like her looks. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
It's like she's got that chemistry.
She's
and
an
and so
actress. You're supposed to like her looks.
yeah, I'm supposed to like her. And I typed in her name, and got a Devil Wears Prada, which ordinarily it'd be like, why would I ever watch that? And then I saw a bunch of the bloopers from it. And it just looked like the funniest damn thing I'd ever seen. So I said, I got to see that.
I didn't think that was Emily Blunt in there. I thought that was the Catwoman girl.
It's got Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, her.
Was she a Catwoman? I don't know.
Yeah, one of the Batman movies, man.
I did not know that. Huh, she's a cute little thing, but I don't know much what she's done.
You say little thing, I think she's very tall.
Yeah. I think she probably scares other women.
I know what you meant.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Probably
think
scares other women. She looks too
I-
good and she's too big.
I think I saw her at a Comic-Con. I want to say she's like over 6 foot tall, man.
My goodness. Well, that would explain the instant hostility she has with the Blunt character. Because that's what she is. She's basically a usurper that comes in and Blunt is somebody that is throwing her elbows around, staying on top of this very competitive world. And
Oh yeah.
this Hathaway comes in with just wide-eyed, doesn't even know what to expect, and all of a sudden she's in the catbird seat.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, it looked good, and I looked all over the place for it. Couldn't find any place I could get it other than subscribing to Max. Then, like I usually do, say, hey, wait a second, let's try the library.
Yeah.
And of course
Well,
they've got it.
Yeah. That's yeah.
It's the only smart thing to do. Start with the library, Ellis.
Yeah. Start with the free options and then work your way down.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm with you there, man. So you planted a bug in my ear last time we talked.
Okay.
Because you said I was drawing these people, and you said you're drawing their hair too complex. You got to simplify that hair, dude. I went through all of my pages and erased all the hair.
Oh my goodness. Well, I don't mean to cause a cascade of self-hatred, but no, I don't. No, I know what you mean though. It's like once you see something that bugs you, I mean, there it is.
Well,
it's like,
I
gotta change that.
Well, it was just getting away from me, and and my tendency is to over render stuff. And,
man.
And it's like, oh, I gotta. So I I did a little research and got some what would you call them? Examples, not the swipe, but just stuff
notes, just notes about how to simplify.
Notes. That's a good way to put it. And so I went through all, and it's only 8 pages. I mean, I'm on page 9, but it just was like, oh, I've got to get that. I got to do this.
Unless your point is photorealism, you are always going to have to go into the realm of shorthand as an artist. And
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
No, I'm teasing.
Yeah.
It made me kind of think about that sort of thing. I mean,
and of course, and the deal is now. This is the deal. I saved, right-click, saved a a panel by Reed Crandall the other day that was just masterfully done. He went from what you could tell was obviously brush work to flexi nib work to probably technical pens for the very background where he was putting things way in the distance with their line weight, and it was just this superb rendering. And I thought, you know what? I never want to draw like that in my life.
Well,
it's because I just don't have that ambition to sit down and say, okay, I've depicted something close to real in a way. It's like I don't. I just want to have my little semaphore signals of hey, here's a person, and he looks like I draw them with the proportions vaguely Bridgman-esque. You know.
Yeah.
That's it.
I kind of agree with that. I've got a lot of,
Bridgman-esque, Bashima-esque,
yeah,
maybe Kirby-esque if I'm lucky,
Yeah, I've
Frazetta is probably beyond me, so it's like I let him inspire me. I let him fire my imagination. But he's not really who I'm after as far as what I want to draw like.
Yeah. And that's probably part of my problem is I haven't.
Yeah, you want to draw like John Bashima, and not John Bashima. You want
John Byrne.
John Byrne, yeah.
Yeah, and he may be beyond me. Maybe I need to come to that, and so.
When I say beyond, it's just that you got to really study what he gets up to with rendering and see if that is that what you want. Do you want to render as much as he renders? And he doesn't render just a whole lot more than the average. As a matter of fact, I guess when he was on Fantastic Four, didn't he kind of like change gears? Didn't he become much simpler?
He's changed gears off and on a little bit, throughout the years. Certainly, I mean, he has some of his later pencils. He's put like entire books of like his early or late 90s stuff up on his website, and I look at it and it's like in fact I try and copy it, and there's a style. Well, in fact, I'll show you. I got an example of it right here. I call it his blunt pencil style. I've sent you
how about that? You worked blunt into it again.
Yeah,
excellent.
There we go. But I mean, see, I don't know if
Blunt
you can
love.
see this.
Okay, wow. Let's see. Yeah, let me solo you.
There's not a lot of rendering in this.
Let's see. Yeah, it looks pretty rendered to me. It looks like you're going to have to do a lot of different
textures,
line weights to accomplish that. Yeah. No, but it's gorgeously realized.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I think so. So anyway, what are you up to?
Oh, I did I'll go ahead and tell the story of how a 71-year-old guy like myself can still do some of the stupidest stuff. Just like making stuff up. You just come up with this theorem that nobody, you don't check on it yourself for anybody else saying that it's ever worked. So I had basically, this long COVID effect of constantly clearing my throat. I said, you know what I need to do? I need to kick that in the butt by buying myself a little Swisher Sweet, smoke it a little bit, and see if that doesn't say to my lungs,
hey,
get rid of all that congestion in there, because I've just abused you, and you need to kick out all that mucus for me.
Damn, dude. I'm glad you go to law school or in the medical
I
school.
know it. It was the stupidest idea I've ever had. I was suffering from that Swisher Sweet for 3 days straight. I almost had a relapse because of it. It was just awful.
I used to work with a guy that smoked Swisher Sweets, and this is when you could still smoke like at break time. And he'd go out and smoke one. He came in one day, and I mean, he just reeked of it. And I go, dude, how many of those did you smoke? Well, come to find out, and I mean, it made me ill. Well, come to find out, what he had done is he smoked about half of one and put it in. He was wearing cargo pants in his pants pocket.
Oh boy!
And I was just like, oh my, he put it out. It was out, but it's just like, oh my gosh.
But the odor was still perfuming him.
Oh, and it just reeked.
Yeah. Well, see, it's always good for someone to come up with a story where somebody did something dumber than you.
Yes.
After you admit to being pretty damn dumb.
So, how many did you smoke before you realized?
Oh, I didn't smoke, but I didn't smoke but half of that one.
Golly.
And
how long
tell
has it
you
been
what,
since you smoked?
well, that's it. I haven't smoked in 25 years or 40 years. I don't know how long it's. Well, let's see. Wait a second. All the way back in '85, that makes 15 plus 20. That's 35, 38 years. I was almost right when I said 40 years, because I quit in '85. April Fool's Day, '85.
Did it make you want to smoke some more?
No. Oh my God. I was done with that.
I like that story. That's a funny story, Ellis.
Yeah. Well, and it was like, where did I come up with the idea that by putting my cardio and respiratory system in stress, that something good would come from it? It's like, I don't know. I just some sort of theory I floated to myself, and I said, well, try it, because I was tired of obviously the throat clearing, and when you're tired of something, you start thinking around. You think
sometimes you get a little. I've done stuff like that before.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, God, why did I ever do that? I mean, I haven't smoked a Swisher Sweet, but just kind of where you come up with somehow you get a theory in your head about, well, if I do this, then this will work out, and if I just stretch like this, my back will be okay.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's like. I tell you what, there are experts. You can find a couple of experts on YouTube saying the exact opposite things of how to treat this and that. Because I've run across it looking into that sciatica. It's like, what is this guy? And then you wonder, it's like, okay, this guy's a chiropractor. Is he trying to go is he like somebody out there that replaces?
Rack up business?
Yeah, is he one of those guys that replaces glass for a living, that's sending kids out with rocks, or what?
I got a tire shop. Go spread these nails, Junior.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell you what, you might try is have you tried drinking like orange juice, like it just?
Oh, I've been really hitting the peelable navel oranges for a while now.
No, you know what you should. No. You now this is a medical thing. You know what you should try?
What?
Have you ever tried a neti pot?
A what?
A neti pot. It's a you can buy them at Walmart.
Okay.
And it's now you got to be careful how you do it, because and if Barry's listening, he'll say, no, don't do it.
Oh, it's that thing with the brain eating enzyme thingamajig that parasite that can get to you.
You've got to use sterilized water.
Okay, I don't have that.
Well, you can buy that, or you can make it. If you boil it for like 8 minutes, it'll be sterilized. Mm-hmm. But I mean, man, that'll clear out your. But it's not your sinuses though. It's from your lungs, right?
Yeah, it's your lungs basically. That'd be my target. Yeah, but you know what? I'm right on the edge of being totally clear of it. I have to, rumble it up a little bit every now and then, but that's all right.
Yeah, I had a deal where I would wake up in the morning, just cough, just. Mm-hmm. And so I was talking to Dave about it. Our friend Dave is a nurse.
Who's
a nurse, and he said, I'm not going to do it. We were at a comic convention, and I got up and I'm coughing, and he's like, dude, are you okay? And I go, I don't know what it is. Every morning I get up and I just cough, and he goes, oh, you need somebody you have phlegm built up in your lungs. You need somebody to pound on your lungs.
Oh.
He said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, but you need somebody to. He said, I don't want to do it. Because apparently he was afraid he'd break a rib, or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, all that kind of stuff. If you start doing something that's new to your system, you can hurt yourself.
So I didn't. he didn't do it, but like not long after that, I got bronchitis, and I was on super powerful antibiotics, and it cleared it up, and it's kind of come back a little bit, but I'm doing good now. What I have is a dry cough from my stupid blood pressure medicine.
I tell you, there's so many things come at a person anymore these days. It's hard to stay ahead of all the crap trying to compromise your system.
Only solution is to die, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I ain't doing that yet.
No, I think about, but of course I'm deliriously happy with our new climate around here. You know, it's like right,
yeah, I bet you are.
Finally out of that heat wave. It's like you can't get too cold for me. I'll always have that hot weather in my mind. I can always, ever as cold as it gets, I'll just say, you know what? It could be hot right now.
Yeah. Speaking of, I'm going to go downtown tomorrow if you want to meet me. I don't know what your
agenda is or whatever.
Yeah, what your thoughts are, but
what are you going to do? Just do the usual? Does it sound like as much fun as you need to have with me around, or do you need did you want to do something that experimental that you wouldn't do with me around? I don't know.
No. If you want to come downtown, I'll be.
I may go for a downtown trip. I don't know. Why not?
Well, I'll probably be down there about 10. So
10.
10. So if you want to send me an email or a text, I don't know which is better for you.
Okay.
Shoot me a message and let me know one way or the other.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll probably show up.
Yeah, I want to. I mean, I haven't been able to. Gosh, it's been so hot or I've got stuff to do. Last Friday, what did I do last? I went and got a massage. That's what you should do. Get a massage, Ellis.
Knock something loose.
Yeah. She bruised my leg, man. I told her my leg was sore, and so she rubbed it and gave me a bruise. But it feels a lot better, so I'm good.
Yeah. See, now that's where that cigar smoke kind of notion comes from. It's like, what can I do extreme that may cause me pain, but at the end of it, I'm better off. You know. Hey, look what I found on my walk at the park. You've got something very much like this. This was underneath my little workout area. It's a nice little lock blade knife. You can see it's scaled by virtue of my hand holding it. It was right under the mini monkey bars that is a little workout station.
Son of Sam may have dropped it. Who knows?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was looking at the guy that was sitting on the bench in front of me, and if it was his knife, I wasn't going to tell him about it, so I just reached down and kept the knife. Yeah, this is weird. Now it locks. Oh, okay, it just opens up very easily. But
mine has a spring assist.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
A spring assist. In other words, it's illegal. So switchblade.
No. You can You can have a switchblade. This was legal anyway before. Switchblades are legal in Oklahoma now. There is no restrictions on knives in Oklahoma. They did away with it a few years ago. Dude, you could carry a samurai sword on your back if you wanted to, which I want to, but I won't.
that was the concept of that Nick Cage movie. Weatherman, I think there is no law restricting a guy with a bow and arrow, so he decided to for self-defense, he was just going to have a bow and arrow on him at all times. You can imagine him. You could stand off a pretty violent guy with the threat of running him through with an arrow.
As long as you don't let him get too close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, releasing from very close up, that'd be a nasty way to take a bolt.
Yeah, if you could get it. I mean, there's a little bit of wielding you have to do with them.
Yeah.
And it takes two hands. If it could get you in some kind of lock.
It takes two hands, yeah. Yeah, if you could walk around with a crossbow. It might.
Yeah, there you go. Well, can't you?
I don't know. I don't know if we... Yeah, I've never seen the movie, though.
I haven't either, but I've seen I know what you're talking about. I've seen the picture of the guy walking down the street with it.
With a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Ready for it. And what would be in Crazy Nick Cage? That might be a funny movie.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so let me show you some of my pages.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, so these are the pages that I went through and, quote, simplified the hair.
Oh, okay.
There's page 1.
Oh, yeah. See, that's the sort of thing it needs. It needs just 2 or 3 little masses. And, you know.
I did some other modifications to the pages. I hadn't scanned them yet, so I did this and then scanned them.
Well, I like this that you were bugged enough by something to say, "Hey, I'm going to go back in there and get a change." Yeah.
I think you just like getting over on me.
Mm-hmm. No. I like that you know it did
I
bug
hate
you.
I hate looking at my old art.
Well,
let's see.
don't
page
we all?
3. Page 3. Now, okay, so right here in the computer, I drew concentric rings. So in the scan, it looks a little bit different here. Where he's shooting his thing. Mm-hmm. You know. Let's see. And then 4. I think I scanned the first 4. Yeah, here's 4.
Yeah, and you know, the guys that I think really do a good job of little conventions of layering on hair is basically the what do you call that? The Japanese anime kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Do I want to say anime or do I want to say what's the other word for the comic industry?
Manga. It's a
manga. That's what I want to say. Yeah.
So there's page 5. There's page 6.
Oh yeah. I see that. Yeah, her hair is nice and got just a couple of flow lines on it, and that's all you need. Yeah, very good.
7.
Yep.
Oh, I need to draw his back in. I haven't scanned that page yet.
Yep.
And there's 8.
Yeah, big old Johnny Storm kind of flow across his head. It could even be, especially that one on the bottom. That one's nice and left out. Yeah, you gotta start to fall in love with a lost line instead of a drawn line.
Instead of a line.
Yeah.
I'll work on that.
I did something I was very proud of. I could bring it up, share it, but it was a shadow I did where it was just all black.
Oh, I saw your shadows.
Oh, you saw that recent shadow I did, and it's
I saw a couple of them. I don't know how many you've done.
I've done one real recently. I put on Instagram. I'll see if I can find it here.
I thought I saw a couple. Maybe it's Did you put a process shot? Maybe it's a process shot.
Yeah, lights out. Oh, I call this one shadow lights out because my power went out, and I did call about it, and so I was all set to just work on pencil and paper, and it's like, can't do it now. Don't have enough light.
Oh no! What did you ever figure out what was wrong? Or?
Well, it was just the city. That's the usual reason things go off.
Usual culprit. Yeah.
Share screen. Here we go. Let's see, screen sharing. It's just telling me a bunch of stuff. Untitled artwork, JPEG, allow. There it is. So there he is. He's just this black mass that's kind of landing in a Superman pose or whatever. And
oh yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, you saw that. It's like I was just unnecessarily proud of that, and it's not got a line in it because it's just it's just a shape.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I like it.
Yeah. Thanks.
But that reminds me of something else I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
OFCON is coming up.
OFCON, cool. Groovy.
And it starts on Friday. And I don't know if you've ever, and I'll ask you closer to the date. But I don't know.
Tomorrow, Friday?
A week from tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
but it starts on a Friday, whereas it usually starts. And I'm planning on going down there.
I might want to go.
Okay, we'll talk about it. We can talk about it next week.
Okay.
And we'll see. We'll see how your behavior is tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it might be fun to talk to John Woolley about some of the things he's mentioned in his newsletter the past few times I've got it. He puts out a fun newsletter.
Oh yeah, I like his podcast.
Oh yeah, those
I don't know.
Forgotten.
Yeah, is Dan listening? Dan should. I'm sure we've recommended the Forgotten Horrors to Dan. That'd be right up Dan's alley. Yeah. I think.
Yeah. And I'm sure Woolley was crashing around in a lot of the early publishers and getting a lot of freelance work as writing this and that. He even wrote a TV movie that got made with a very prominent TV star. I forget his name. It was, in Woolley's wheelhouse of a noir kind of detective kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
What do you call it? Hard-boiled. It was kind of a hard-boiled thing.
Oh, yeah. I love that hard-boiled Christmas magazine he put together, a book or whatever.
Yeah, that was more of the same on that, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you, I also had a Roku, just decided to finally, it had been acting up a little bit, and it was the power supply cord that I had abused just a little too much, taking it from room to room.
Oh, yeah.
And it just finally completely crapped out. I couldn't press the wire to get it to...
Did you replace it? Did you get one of those ones that plugs into the USB port, or do you have a TV that'll do that?
Yes, I got it plugged into the USB port, and I'm also Wi-Fi for the first time. And you know what? I'm kind of shocked how good that Wi-Fi is. It's like I expected it to be jumpy and lurchy or something. I don't know why I thought it would be anything people would accept. Going back to old days of snowy TV or something. That's what I thought would happen. Heck, it's just fine,
Put some tinfoil on the antenna. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Roku. All of our TVs have a Roku interface, and it's, and, there's lots of stuff you get MeTV. Is there a MeTV app? Maybe there's not a MeTV app, but there's Pluto and there's Tubi and all that stuff.
Seems like I had figured out. Dan mentioned several times kind of an end around on MeTV, but I'm not sure I ever fall to it.
It's over the air through here. If you have a digital TV, you can get it. It's like I'm gonna say like 65.9 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really? You actually just bring up a channel?
Yeah. I've got a little antenna on my TV up here because the cable, I can't get the cable box to work on it. So I got a little antenna, and it does a few over the air things, and one of them is, I think it's Tubi. I think it's MeTV and Tubi's an app. It's MeTV.
Yeah.
Which I want because I can watch Svengoolie.
So you can watch Svengoolie. That's about the only reason. Yeah, there's things on like certain channels where you go, yeah, you know what? I'll subscribe just for that.
Yeah.
And it's like Joe Bob Briggs on Shudder, and then Svengoolie on MeTV.
MeTV, yeah. There's some good stuff on MeTV though. Mm-hmm. Dan would say everything on MeTV is good, but I don't know if I can go that far. But
well, there you can replace MeTV with a little bit of Tubi because it does have all those old shows. They've got every they've got all the Jack Bennies. If you talk about a love of old TV, they got all
the Doctor Who's, which surprises me. I mean, it's like, holy cow, man!
I could spend a while on Tubi, can't I? They've got all the old Dobie Gillises. Pretty amazing.
You know what I've been watching lately? A little bit, not a lot of, because I can only take it in small doses. Space 1999. And I knew of it as a kid, but I don't remember ever watching it. But I knew all about it.
Yeah.
Maybe from magazines or something.
And of course, Martin Landau and his wife they were on the Mission Impossible, and it's like they the Anderson people, the people that put out all the Puppet Tune stuff.
Yeah.
They just said, yeah, that's a good little package there. Let's get Barbara Bain and Martin Landau. Everybody got high recognition. Let's bring them onto our little project, which at first glance is just so they can do miniatures and do what they do really, really well with the team that already exists for them,
Yeah.
And just layer a little drama on top of it. And of course they did that UFO too. And I'm just assuming that's also on Tubi.
Yeah, well, I'm watching these on Prime, actually.
Oh, you are? Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. You never know what might... I'm always bugged when I say, wait a minute, what do you mean that's leaving? It's like something that's practically public domain. It's like, why are you kicking it off? Why don't you just leave that resident in case I ever do want to see it?
Oh, yeah. It drives me crazy when I look on my wish list, like on Amazon or watch list or whatever they call it. And something I got on there that I never got around to watching is now no longer free.
Yeah.
It's like, what the,
Yeah. That'll bug you too. Yeah, when something that had been totally free is like, hey, what do you mean I need to rent it now?
I was watching the original Star Trek for a while, and now it's like, oh, nope, you got to subscribe to Paramount. It's like, nah, I don't think I'm going to.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them that bad.
I saw something was leaving at the end of this month that I might not have watched it ever again, but sure, I'm glad I did. It was the Coen Brothers Hudsucker Proxy. And I forgot just how non-stop hilarious that thing is. It's just so well made,
Library has it. Every time I go downtown, I think about picking it up.
Think about getting it, huh?
Yeah. Well, I checked out Midnight Madness a couple times on your advice until finally I just broke down and bought my own copy.
You like that movie that much? I think it's like an acquired taste, obvious, because it is of its era,
Oh, sure. Yeah, but I'm younger than you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the deal. I'm baffled by some people that are real sentimental about some of this awful Saturday morning cartoons that came out. It's like, good Lord, how could anybody even watch this stuff?
Yeah, some of that stuff I am too, but yeah, I'm with you on some.
I was ruined by what I used to have to watch on the cartoon level. Was all they had was good old classic Warner Brothers from the golden era when when the cartoons were opening the movies. This was really.
Oh yeah. Well, when I was a kid,
high quality cartoons.
I guess it's Max. You could watch the Looney Tunes cartoons, and I've been dragging my wife through some of those.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some sort of thing about it being. I gotta sneeze. Let's see how to block this off.
Gosh.
Oh, I guess I didn't block it off enough. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Everybody got COVID.
Oh, no. I already had
Chuck Jones. Chuck Jones, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote. I read his little autobiography.
The book.
It's a very funny book.
Chuck-a-Muck and Chuck
Chuck-a-Muck.
Chuck Redux. There's two of them.
I didn't know he wrote two of them.
Yeah.
Chuck-a-Muck's the one I know.
I think the library has them. Excuse me, it's my turn. Shouldn't be rude. Rageaholic.
Oh yeah. What's his name?
Razor
Fist. Good old Razor Fist. He was holding up swords in the mist.
Oh.
And said he was working his way through his Fritz Lieber's.
I've got all those books, the 70s versions, somewhere here, and I cannot find. I suspect I know where they're at. I just can't get to them easily.
Oh, I was just about to ask you, bring those tomorrow. But they're probably worth about $80 a piece or something like that, if not more.
Yeah. Are they really? Probably.
Oh, well, if they've got the old Jeff Jones covers on them, I can't imagine them being less than $80.
Well, I think they're the second versions with Jeff Jones covers. They're from the late.
Oh,
80s,
you mean where
the
they got framed different?
Yes.
All of a sudden they had a big black frame around them.
Well, it was
God knows what reason.
Kind of a purple color or something.
Yeah.
Well, I checked out recently the Mignola adaptation of some of those.
Yes, I've got those laying out on my desk in the living room.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I've got 4 different trades of it. I don't have the whole thing.
Oh,
in one spot.
There's a complete trade of it. The library has it, and I read it, and I liked, the Mignola art. It was decent, but I was like, oh, now I remember why I haven't bothered digging those out.
Well, but he does a very much a condensed version of the thing.
Oh, yeah. I get that, but I still just kind of like, this is.
So it's just he just cannot present you with the charm of the Lieber
Fritz
writing.
Lieber.
Yeah.
But
he was in a sea-level horror movie called Equinox.
Who, Fritz Lieber?
Yeah, he was.
Get out of here.
He just did a little cameo in it as a guy that's being threatened by forces from beyond, some Lovecraftian forces, and he's just in it long enough to get killed.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you could go back in time and be like a science fiction writer in like the 50s or 60s, it'd be one of those deals where you wouldn't make any money, but it'd be really cool.
Oh yeah. I was. It's fun to think about how great it was to discover all those guys. It just seemed like a smaller world at that time. It was a smaller world.
Yeah, you're right.
Much smaller.
It did seem smaller, didn't it? It was like,
when Harlan Ellison was doing all his self-promotion and putting out Dangerous Visions, and it's like everybody that was in that was somebody you ought to know,
Yep. Yeah, that is kind of weird. And science fiction, at least in the town that I grew up in, was not really like in the library. They had some books, but boy, not very many. When I was a kid, I really started reading. It's like, the librarian was like, "Well, what do you like to read?" It's like, "I like science fiction," and she literally directed. They had H.G. Wells, they had Jules Verne, they had Heinlein, lots of Heinlein. And
that's interesting.
Isaac Asimov and a little bit of Arthur C. Clarke, and that was about it,
Yep. Well, that shows the value of those magazine guys back then.
Yeah.
If they hadn't been, paying these guys a nickel a word, none of that stuff would have grown and changed and been what we know of today. They had to, and of course now you couldn't start a magazine and expect it to succeed today if you had Soros behind you. It wouldn't matter how much. You'd have to have the CIA behind you before you could have a magazine come out and stay out.
Yeah,
it would have to be about overthrowing some sort of color revolution. That's the only way your magazine would do well.
Yeah, and that would be fully funded by
the CIA,
by the Soros family, and the Ford Foundation.
Yep.
And the Tides Foundation.
Yeah, it's good we got into conspiracies before the show was over.
That's right. How else are we going to get banned?
Yeah.
Speaking of getting banned, dude, my YouTube channel's been growing. I'm on my way to getting. I have to get 3,000 views or 3,000 hours of views in 365 days, and I'm about there.
Very
and I've
good.
been putting out a lot of videos, man.
Anybody hearing this, go to
Scott D. Sackett. Scott D. Sackett.
I've got the link. It should be part of the permanent link I always post now of our miscellaneous links.
So. I did a video the other day on how to draw Spider-Man, quick dirty Spider-Man head.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did a video the next day on how to draw Bart Simpson.
Huh. I'm doing something where I'm just basically making shorts out of all my doodles, the sort of thing I put out everywhere. And it's like I call it the mark of E.L. Goodson, and they're only about a minute long, and just have a little thrummy piano playing going on, and that's it. Just a minute's worth of my imagery.
Oh yeah,
flashing by.
I need to do a walkthrough of my sketchbook. I just am about done with the sketchbook, but it's I don't know if I'll probably break it up. I don't need to do it all at once.
Yeah, no. Make all these things manageable so that you actually do them. That's the deal. Is that do the work.
Yeah.
If you have some sort of goal like that, make it in bite-sized chunks.
Well, I think people are less likely to watch a video that's 2 hours long versus a couple 15-minute videos.
I say that, and then I see something like obviously some of these guys that really make great productions that get 1 million hits. That says exactly the opposite of what I'm saying. But I think guys that are just put out the content and you can depend on seeing new refreshed content, that's the success story for YouTube.
It really is. The more you put out, I said I got to get. Wow, my head's right in the way. Sorry about that. I've got to get whatever I said, like 3,000 views in 365 days. Well, the trick of that is the way to game that system is put out more videos.
Yeah.
If you do a video a month, you're not going to get that many views. But if you do one every day, you'll eventually grind it down. If you find any kind of audience at all.
Yeah. It's fun to think about if because this isn't costing me any effort. I've got a template on my iMovie at this point where it's just easy peasy to drop in a new clip and and have the same sort of stuff occur in each clip, and it's like, well, people. And I number them too, so that you can say, okay, this is number 6. So I haven't seen this.
Yep, I think that makes a difference too.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta make it easy for people. People are dumb. You gotta make it easy for them.
Oh, people are dumb. Never heard
no
more accurate thing in the world.
No offense to any people out there.
Yeah, all you people that know you aren't dumb.
Yeah, it's not you guys. It's
not
people.
You.
It's the other people.
It's the dumb ones.
Obviously, watching us proves that you're definitely
not dumb. This is the demographic. We've checked it. Who else would watch a couple guys draw and talk about pop culture?
Anybody with a brain. That's who would do it.
Oh, I wrote a little note here. It says mice. I wanted to tell you that I got all these cats around here. No, I don't have mice.
Oh, thank God.
Because I've got nothing but cats around here. But I am probably one of the few people in the world that have seen 3 mice going down the gullet of a cat chewing it up like it was a meatball.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
it's amazing. It's amazing how they enjoy a mouse. They just man, they just chew them up. They like to get to the, they play with them, torture them. I think everybody's probably seen that.
Yeah.
But getting down to saying, yeah, time to eat you, it's pretty amazing. It's just a big, fat, juicy thing to them.
It's like, I think you called it right. It's a meatball, a furry
yeah,
meatball.
Yeah, it is a big old bloody meatball. They dig them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, it's like, what in the world are you eating? And it's got this tail dangling out of their mouth.
Yeah, you're like,
just
oh.
chewing.
Like, I know what that is.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't able to. I have, just teasing them, tried to kind of, and I'd be kind of serious, if it got away, I'd be happier with it having gotten away. But of course, that's what they're for. They're supposed to be out there killing these things, and but you tease them, you get between them and the mouse, and it's like, oh no, that's mine.
Yeah, you're not doing that.
Fight you over that.
Yep, I've learned my dog, who
Oh yeah, dogs. Don't get between them and the food.
You don't want to take anything out of my dog's mouth. She will
It's a
fight.
fight.
Oh yeah, she gets very hostile, very angry, very quick.
Mm-hmm.
Food, toy, whatever. If she wants it, now if she's playing, that's one thing. But if she wants it, you don't.
Yeah. That quick snap with a bite is it hurts. Yeah.
Yeah. I've gotten a few of those from our little angel.
Yeah, YouTube has got all these little things where you imagine, like, I'd like a pet monkey. No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
You don't want a pet monkey. You don't want a pet hippo. You don't want anything that's currently hot.
Endangered.
Yeah. Or, it's just making the rounds of like everybody's favorite cute animal.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of that on YouTube. I don't watch those YouTube channels.
Red pandas look like they'd be hilarious until they got into your personal goods.
Yeah, until they got in your cabinet and destroyed everything you own.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, do we have any comments? Is anybody watching? I don't know if anybody's
watching.
No,
it doesn't look like it tonight that I can see. They should show up. So, nope, Dan didn't drop by.
I think he's been busy. He works at that cookie place during the holidays, and he said they started early this year.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been busy, I believe.
Making cookies?
Yeah, he works I don't know what he does at the cookie place, but,
The cookie place.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's some place that makes cookies. And their big season, of course, is Christmas.
Keebler.
Yeah, Dan is a Keebler elf. Yes.
No.
Now it can be told. Dan the Keebler elf.
I gotta get up and check on something. I'm thinking I've done something wrong in another room, and I gotta check on it. I'll be right back, and I'll explain myself.
You will explain yourself. Anyway. No, he just. I'm curious what he did. There's no telling with Ellis. Could be anything. Animal, vegetable, or mineral.
Yeah, I had one hyper energetic. I don't know how many of them, but a gnat was flying around, and I said to myself, "What is causing this gnat issue?" And I left the lid off of the trash can I used to put all the used cat sand in.
Oh.
That's what's generating it. They don't have their I don't have them capped.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
No. So the price is averted, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll probably have to deal with them for the next 48 hours.
You know what you need to do?
What's that?
You meet me downtown tomorrow, and that'll kill some of that time.
Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow sounds pretty good.
Dude, yeah,
Well,
the weather's been awesome.
is it going to be awesome tomorrow?
It's going to be like 1 degree warmer yesterday or tomorrow than today.
Okay. Which makes it hot, but that's all right. I don't mind hot. I just don't want it to be crazy.
It should be great.
Mm-hmm.
Should be great. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I sit in the car at lunchtime a lot, and so I really hate it when it's hot because it's too hot to sit in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate going in the break room because people always come by and talk to me,
Sure.
And I mean, it's just like, and I feel bad because everybody's just like, hey, how's it going? How's your day going? Hey, what are you drawing? And I feel bad, but it's like, man, I get 45 minutes for lunch. I mean, I can stretch it, but I take a 45-minute lunch. And if 3 people stop by and talk to me for 5 minutes, that's a third of my lunch gone.
Yeah.
And I mean, I appreciate the fact that people want to talk to me, and but still, it's like, and hopefully nobody that hears this will be anybody I work with. There's not one particular person that bugs me more than anybody or anything like that. It's just. And plus, in my car, I sit and I listen to the radio on my phone, and and if I get tired, I can doze off, and I don't, no one's, it's no big deal. If I can't sleep in the break room. Some people put their head on the table, but I'm not gonna do that. That's like, I'm in management, man. I can be seen sleep.
Can't be seen
sleeping in the break room. No, man, that's for the hoi polloi.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway,
no,
oh, sorry.
Well, no. That's what breaks are about. It's your time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you'll talk to me about work, then come by. When I'm back at my desk, or tell me, hey, can you call me when you get back, or better yet, ignore me and send me an email.
Yeah.
And I will get back with you. I promise.
I was trying to think. Other movie I watched when the Roku broke. I was forced to all of a sudden say, "Well, golly, I've only got 1,000,000 DVDs. What could I be watching?" So I looked at DVDs. I put kind of like in the hot sleeves over on this little folder I've got of saying, "I want to watch these at some point." So every one of these I should want to watch by just breaking open the little book, and it's like I don't want, I pass it, I was go flying through them because I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that.
That's how I am.
Yeah, it's like and so I got to all of a sudden, and it kind of surprised me. I wanted to see it over everything else, but it was Omega Man with Charlton Heston.
Oh yeah, I read.
And it's
I watched that not long ago.
Oh yeah. It's the last man on Earth again. It's the story of the I Am Legend, basically, done yet again, or probably the second notable time.
That was the second time, yeah.
Yeah.
That reminds me. Do you have Amazon Prime? Or are you Primeless?
No, I have Prime.
On Prime, there's a series called 100 Years of Horror. I think it's called 100.
Yeah.
And it's hosted by Vincent Price. And I mean, I've been on a Universal Monsters kick lately because I bought that. I watched Frankenstein Meets the Werewolf, or the Wolfman, and it's just like, oh man. And I need to watch that. I bought that Black Cat when we were in New Jersey. I need to watch that.
Watch that. I'll be real interested in your take on it because I think it's probably about the classiest thing they did. And the guy that directed it self-destructed. He had a long career, but it went straight to B movies because that's a pretty prestige movie, Black Cat. It had a lot of money behind it and all that.
Universal, it's a Universal movie.
Yeah, and it's like, but the guy, I think it's Edgar Ulmer. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Edgar Ulmer, who directed one of the all-time classics of Detour. I think it may be 59 minutes long. That's a great movie if you've never seen it. But it's considered like, one, two, three of the top film noir, basically genres, and it's just such a little low budget nothing of a movie. It's kind of cool. But anyway, he decided to hook up with one of the Limley's in-laws, wife. In other words, he got somebody to go out of their marriage with him that was related to the Limleys, who were a very big deal back in the day. And it's like, hey, this guy, that old thing of like, you'll never work in this town again.
Yeah.
There was a time back when that could be done pretty easily. It's like I said, if you hire him, you may never deal with me again. And, and that's what happened to him. But the talent was intact. This is one of these guys. He was one of these characters that was refugee from Europe that just had nothing but talent and made several good movies for nothing. He's one of these guys that says, let's just crank this thing out. I know how to do it. Let's get it done.
And that was the director of The Black Cat.
Yeah. Pretty sure that's. I'm gonna
a talented adulterer is what you're telling me.
Yes, a very talented adulterer.
Not talented in that way though. Talented making movies. Maybe.
Well, he apparently was also. Oh, that was the deal. This is 1934, pre-code. That's another reason to watch it. Yeah, it is Edgar G. Ulmer. And one of the things he was his claim to fame before he got started in Hollywood. This is about like one of his first big deal movies. He was a guy that worked assistant director and did all sorts of creative things for Fritz Lang's Metropolis.
Oh, really?
So he came with this load of like everybody knew. Well, this guy, we'll put our money on this guy. Well, he knows what he's doing. And you can see it in Black Cat. It is, style-wise, it's like, woo, this is a good-looking movie.
I will try and watch it tonight.
Okay, there you go. It's a short movie.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. I want to stay up till 2 in the morning.
The Black Cat, 1934 film. And let's see what the runtime is. 68 minutes. There you go. 66 minutes. Yeah. Back in the day, they understood attention spans.
That's an episode of Space 1999, man.
Yeah. It doesn't take long to watch. It's pretty groovy. It's got some black stuff in it. Yeah.
Black stuff.
Yeah. But it's underplayed. That's the deal. You've got two guys that it should be like instantly John Wick bloodletting between them, but instead they're just looking at each other and having conversations, and it's like, it's kind of fun because we know LOCUST. I won't ruin any of it for you.
No, yeah, don't.
Just experience it. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what I think tomorrow. And if it's terrible.
Okay, yeah, tell me that.
I'll tell you that. I'll bring you the DVD.
I don't think you'll be able to say it's terrible on the eye candy level. It's just fun to look at.
Well, and that's the thing about this horror movie, or 100 Years of Horror, or whatever this thing's called. It talks about a bunch of real old movies, and it's like, hey, these are great movies.
Yeah.
Don't fall asleep on these movies just because they're not, Frankenstein or Nightmare Before Elm Street or something like that.
Well, one of my favorite movies of all time, and I've got it around here somewhere, and I can't believe I haven't watched it in that version that I've got of Criterion, is The Island of Lost Souls, or is it may be called Isle of Lost Souls. I think it's Island. And it's got I love that movie. Gosh, that's so good.
Is that H.G. Wells? That's H.G. Wells, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Island of Dr. Moreau. Yeah.
Yeah. I read that when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's kind of hard book for a kid to read. It's longer winded than the this nice tight little movie with Charles Lawton. It's a pretty cool movie. Oh, golly, that's all I need to see. I've got a gnat exploring the inside of my foam coffee cup.
Oh no. Well, we're at about time. If you want.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we did an hour. How about that? We did an hour.
With no interference from Dan.
Yep.
No, I'm kidding if he watches this later. Okay, so, well, I'm going to be downtown at 10 tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to meet me. And let me know.
Yeah,
let me know.
10. 10 sounds
good. Let me know if you're not going to, if you are. And
I'll let you know either or.
Okay, sounds good, man.
Okay, end and stream. Here we go.